Vickie Guerrero and Brad Maddox are in the ring, standing in front of a ladder which represents Vickie's career and how she's been climbing it. But if she falls, she's going to blame each and every one of us, her family, as we're all meant to stick together, support each other. And Jerry Lawler interrupts her and says that there's going to be a poll that's going to determine if she failed her job or passed her job. But Vickie Guerrero thanks for this information and makes the matches for tonight. We have Christian in one more match against Kane. We have Orton versus CM Punk, which came to be the main event, and Sheamus versus Bryan, which happened to be the first match of the night. Even though this match gets referred back to when Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds at WrestleMania 28, this match was the complete opposite. After a good match and then a good submission battle between Daniel Bryan's Yes Lock and Sheamus's Cloverleaf, Daniel Bryan manages to roll Sheamus up for the 1, 2, 3. And I love this match. Very good match. Daniel Bryan getting a win over Sheamus. This is definitely a good step to push Daniel Bryan further, especially when he captures one of the championships later down the line. So well done Sheamus for giving Daniel Bryan this win, and well done Daniel Bryan for capturing another win over a main eventer. But the match ends with the handshake after Daniel Bryan wins, which at the minute we've had Orton shaking Daniel Bryan's hand, which is furthering away the heel turn. Now we have Sheamus and Daniel Bryan shaking hands to further away Bryan's heel turn. So at the minute, if the WWE want to turn one of these two heel, Orton or Daniel Bryan, I think there needs to be less base kind of tactics and more heel maneuvers. But other than that, very nicely done. There was a reference early in the night which made me laugh. It's like placing a cloverleaf under a hungry goat. Very cleverly done. I enjoyed this match. Good opener and a good tease ready for Money in the Bank. This backstage segment between AJ, Langston and then Ziggler later on, I think it's worth talking about because it seems like AJ's talking about her great victories and great maneuvers over Caitlyn, which later brings down Ziggler, who talks about how things are and how they're both, or especially him, are going to go all the way to retain the Divas Championship and for Ziggler to capture the World Heavyweight Championship once again. But the thing about this, the way that Ziggler was speaking and acting around AJ, could this be the small cracks appearing in the breakup of AJ and Ziggler, for Ziggler to go up on his own as a face and for AJ to stay as her character with or without Langston? That's the question for this segment. This match wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, as we had The Shield versus Tons of Funk. Both look like to be a competitive match. We have Albert, I'm going to call him Albert, doing quite well in this match, only for The Shield or for Roman Reigns to spear him for the 1, 2, 3. Hyping up or building up The Shield going on to their match against the Usos at Money in the Bank. But forget about that match, it was okay for what it was, gave The Shield another win. But at Money in the Bank, for some reason, the WWE thought it was a smart idea to put The Shield versus the Usos in the kickoff pre-show. Ridiculous, WWE. You have a great tag team, great champions here. A big match like this, or a match involving the Usos returning to hopefully an ongoing TV part, and The Shield, your uprising tag team and faction, they should not be on the pre-show. In my opinion, the pre-show should just be those video packages hyping up the matches we're getting, instead of throwing matches like this onto it. In the segment between John Cena and Mark Henry, Cena goes on to say how he's won and lost the WWE Championship over his career and got respect from it. If Mark Henry does not win the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank, especially after what he's done, he's going to lose the respect that he's been gaining over his career. Mark Henry says he does not care what people think. And unlike John Cena, there's no line for him to cross. And this brings out John Cena saying, well, you know what? We don't have to wait until Money in the Bank. There's the line. Come and get some. Mark Henry acts like he's not going to do it. Takes a stamp towards John Cena. John Cena backing away, putting Mark Henry over a little bit as this big, monstrous heel ready for Money in the Bank. And then all of a sudden, John Cena gets attacked by Mark Henry. And as soon as John Cena starts to come back to attack Mark Henry, the same thing happens to John Cena that happened to Ryback at WrestleMania. Mark Henry squashes John Cena, gives him the world's strongest slam. And this is a good back and forth thing. It was talking about the career and how important this is for Mark Henry, and how they're building up Mark Henry to look like this is your important moment, important time. But we all know that John Cena's going to pick up the win, and all this work they've been putting onto Mark Henry with the retirement, with the importance of the WWE Championship win, it's all going to get fed to John Cena. Maybe it was because Paul Heyman was wearing sunglasses at night, or maybe it was because The Miz was distracting Curtis Axel, but Curtis Axel ends up getting code-breakered for the 1, 2, 3, and Chris Jericho, the man with not so many wins, gains a win ready for his match against Ryback. But even this win hasn't really given me enough feeling to care about his match at Money in the Bank against Ryback. As for Curtis Axel and The Miz, there's been some there, I guess, and it's going to be a way for Curtis Axel to pick up another win at Money in the Bank. In a backstage interview, Sandow says that even though both members of Team Rhodes Scholars are fighting for the briefcase, this will not affect their friendship, as either one of them becoming the Money in the Bank winner will be fine. But when the mic gets passed over to Cody Rhodes to speak, Sandow says, I've just given you the answer. Which is making me think that, is this a way of the WWE going to be turning Cody Rhodes face, or at least breaking up Team Rhodes Scholars again? And out comes Swagger and Zeb Coulter to talk about their part against Team Rhodes Scholars and how their friendship is united and all this stuff. And then out comes Wade Barrett, a man who we've not seen as much for his part in Money in the Bank. And he goes and starts speaking. And every time he tries to speak, Zeb Coulter says, no, I can't understand you. Are you speaking English? Bit comedy segment from Zeb Coulter. Then comes Fandango, who does that little pose. And every time he's about to say his name, which is Fun, go! But he doesn't make it that far and ends up getting punched down by Wade Barrett. And all the competitors there just laugh. Did it really have to take this long for someone to shut Fandango up? Because it's not really his name, his theme song, that's going to make people care about him as a wrestler. It's his in-ring ability. And are we going to see more of that in this ladder Money in the Bank match? We'll wait and see. For crying out loud, WWE, how many times have we seen this match? How many times are we going to see this match? But Alberto Del Rio ends up facing Sin Cara with all the fancy lights and stuff. During this match, which I really didn't care about, Ziggler comes out to talk about the coward's wealth, how his plan was to end Ziggler's career, and how Ziggler's going to go into Money in the Bank and walk out at Money in the Bank as the World Heavyweight Champion, and as Alberto Del Rio, Ziggler making fun of how Ricardo used to say his name, will walk out as the loser. And these two end up brawling and fighting. So does that mean Sin Cara won by count out, or was it interference? I don't know, but it got Ziggler and Alberto on TV in a segment together. But as for the repetitive match, stop! Triple H, Vince and Steph came down together, which surprised me because after the tease of friction between these three, I thought they'd continue by coming down separately. But that's not important. The important thing is what was said in this promo. First, the McMahons and Triple H give Vickie the floor. And she goes on saying how she's inspired the returns of the greats, but did not mention Brock Lesnar. And even though Vince McMahon didn't like it because of what Brock Lesnar did to him, he realised it was good for business and gives praise for Vickie Guerrero for this move. And even though Vickie Guerrero, in his eyes and probably everyone else's eyes, has made some bad decisions in her job, she's also been an entertaining GM. No, she bloody well hasn't. It's more annoying than anything else. Triple H says even though she may have made some bizarre, entertaining stuff in her job, she's got the most annoying voice that it's ever been heard in the WWE. But no matter what Triple H says or what Steph says, Vince McMahon being the chairman of the WWE, while he's only the COO, is always going to get the final say. And that's basically what it's going to come down to. But they said to make this fair, we'll give Stephanie the privilege of making the final decision of what happens to Vickie. Stephanie says, instead of choosing whose side I'm going to be on, I'm going to give it to the WWE Universe. Because over the night, we've been voting on the app if she's passed her job or failed. And 75% voted, drumroll please, she's failed. So from the famous words of Vince McMahon, Vickie Guerrero, you're fired! And it gets bad because now Vince McMahon stays in the ring to try and put over Vickie by saying you've thrown away what's good for business, what's entertaining, Vickie Guerrero. But now presenting the new GM of Monday Night Raw, Brad Maddox. So the WWE throw out one old boot who's been in the WWE a while and gives us this, in my opinion, quite a boring boot being Brad Maddox. But before I judge him anymore, he didn't work out as a wrestler. He was a sidekick to Vickie, but now he's the GM of Raw. I'm going to see what he brings to the table before I say any more. Backstage, when Vince McMahon is trying to comfort Vickie Guerrero, Brad Maddox comes out to say, thank you Vince for giving me this privilege, giving me this honour, and he holds out his hand to get a handshake. Vince McMahon does not do it. Could that be the sign of Vince McMahon being unsure or having some doubt about Brad Maddox? We'll have to see in the future weeks. But Vickie Guerrero then goes ballistic on Brad Maddox, attacking him, screaming her head off with that annoying voice. And all Vince McMahon ends up caring about is his jacket. You've ruined my jacket. And walks off. Oh dear, dear, dear. This got crazy. But this did not do it all. No. As Vickie Guerrero walks out the arena with her box of bits, Ryback gives her a hug and says everything's gonna be okay. Oh my gosh, what else are they going to do with Ryback? Next week have him with balloons? Some candy? I don't know. What the hell was that for, WWE? But this whole segment all together, okay, my quick analysing of it is the in-ring work between the McMahons was still the continuation of the back and forth power versus entertainment, it seemed. Vince McMahon was all about the entertainment of what Vickie brought to the WWE while Triple H was against the business. There was me thinking Vince McMahon was the businessman of the three of these. But then it comes down to Vickie leaving, so I'm glad she's left. I'm glad Vickie's gone. I don't really think she was working out as a GM anymore, not since Edge left. But Brad Maddox, we'll have to wait and see. Please share your thoughts of Brad Maddox as the new GM in the comment section below. Now, another one of those matches that was made in the opener was Kane versus Michael McGillicuddy. No, sorry, WWE error there, versus Christian. It's not all about Kane defeating Christian. It was more about the video packages that we've had up building up to this match. They were all telling a story, and guess what? They're here. The Wyatt family make their way down to the ring and attack Kane. After attacking Kane, slaughtering Kane in some way, we have Bray Wyatt kneeling over Kane's body. So could this mean that Bray Wyatt is going to go into the Money in the Bank match? Even though we've not seen him wrestle since his first character in the WWE, unless you've been watching NXT, do you feel that's enough for us to believe that he should be in this match? Or does the build-up and this part of Raw make you want to see it? Like me, I want to see Bray Wyatt go into Money in the Bank. Then it would have made sense why they debuted now instead of after Money in the Bank. We have Alicia Fox and AJ Lee versus Caitlyn and Layla, which ends up being more about the match we're getting at Money in the Bank, like it should, as Caitlyn takes out AJ outside the ring. There we go, sorted. But I just want to see now more from AJ's wrestling at Money in the Bank. Now for the last and final match made via the opener. It was CM Punk versus Randy Orton. I'm not going to fault this match. I enjoyed it. It was a very good match. CM Punk ended up defeating Randy Orton via the go to sleep. No complaints here. Very good match. The biggest part of this really came from the aftermatch, as Daniel Bryan comes in, takes out CM Punk, taking him out the ring, brings in a ladder to take out Randy Orton before climbing the ladder to retrieve the briefcase. Even though it puts Daniel Bryan back on top of the show, made him look like the focus, I was really hoping Bray Wyatt was going to come down to the ring to attack Daniel Bryan and put the Wyatt family on top of Monday Night Raw. The reason I say this is because after all the video packages, after taking out Kane, one half of Team Hell No, why not have the Wyatt family make more of a final statement on Raw? But people, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's been one half of the British Fist reviewing Raw. NJ, what's up? Thank you very much for watching, people. Enjoy the rest of the shows up in the rest of this week. And goodbye.